Hello MLB Showdown community. This is your guru Colby Talithus, and this is our How to Play MLB Showdown video series. This is our fourth part of the series. The first part was the first roll and picking which of the two charts we're going to use between pitchers and batters. The second part was the results and all the potential results that can come from an at-bat, and that being the second roll was our second part of the series. The third part was the results and all the potential results from hits and how they advance in MLB Showdown. And this is our fourth part, which is all the potential results from outs and all the potential playouts from outs. There are four different kinds of outs in MLB Showdown. There are outs pop-up and outs strikeout, which have the same effect. The batter returns to the dugout, nobody advances. The only difference between a pop-up and a strikeout is for statistical purposes. Other than that, they are both the same. Nobody advances, the batter returns to the dugout. What is a little bit different is the difference between a ground ball and a fly ball out in MLB Showdown on the pitcher's chart. On a ground ball, this is how this works. Guys on second and third always advance. So the guy on third always goes home. The guy on second always goes to third. If there is a man on first, the man on first is always out at second base. If there is not a man on first, then the batter is out. If there is a man on first, this is the biggest thing about the ground ball out, is the ability to record the double play. If there is a man on first, then the man on first is always out. And then the role becomes how to turn a double play, which is the infield defense, which is the third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, and first baseman, plus a roll versus the batter's speed. That would be the batter who took the at-bat, because the man on second is already out, or the man on first going to second is already out, is versus the batter's speed. So those four fielders plus a roll need to beat the batter's speed. This is where speed comes in handy and defense comes in handy. So batters have the ability to outrun it. If the result ties or is less than the batter's speed, he is safe. Everybody advances. One base, except for the man. If there was a man on first, he was obviously out. If it is greater than the batter's speed, both the man on first who's going to second is out and the batter is out for 2 outs. This is a force out, by the way, which means so if a guy from third would have scored, because it is a force out, he will not score if that is the third out. That is just something to remember about that, because it is a force out. The next thing to remember or to think about is the fly ball out. With a fly ball and a man on first, nobody advances. Or a fly ball with nobody on, he obviously returns to the dugout. With a man on second, if he is a speed A, or he advances without a throw under some rules. Under other rules, batters from second can always try to go to third using the outfield defense plus a roll. If it ties or is less than the batter's speed, the guy successfully takes third base. If it is greater than the runner trying to advance his speed, it is an out and he's taken off the base paths. So from second base, it is either he advances as a speed A to third base without a throw, or it is his speed going to third base against the outfield defense plus a roll. These are rules that need to be established beforehand so that you know what you're dealing with. Those are just the two most common interpretations of that rule. The outfield defense is all three. The 2 corner outfielders plus the center fielder would be your outfield defense. For the fly ball out with a man on third base, speed A's score automatically under all rules that I'm aware of, and in more basic instances, speed A's and B's score on a fly ball without a throw. Some rules play with no outfield throwing at all in some instances, so outfield defense doesn't mean anything. In more advanced leagues, what happens is speed A's score automatically. B's and C's can always try to advance using their speed plus 5 versus the outfield defense and a roll. So that would end up, they get a little extra speed because home plate is further from the outfield than third base is. So they get a little bonus to their speed versus the outfield defense plus a roll. This gives you the opportunity to throw people out of the plate. This also makes speed and outfield defense more important if you play under those rules. So those are all the different types of outs that are possible. I also want to use this situation to, since we've been talking about defense, to describe how the stolen base works. In some instances, you need to use a strategy card, which we have not talked about yet. But the last defender that we have not talked about is the catcher. The catcher has an arm, which ranges anywhere from 0 to 11. And what happens in a straight steal situation, it is the catcher's arm, and this is at second base. It is the catcher's arm plus a roll versus the batter's or the runner's speed. I'm sorry. And if it is higher than the batter's speed, he is out. If it is not, then he is safe. Going to third base, the catcher gets +5 to his arm because third base is closer than second base is. So, same situation as a straight steal. In a single plus, what happens is either the batter gets, under the traditional rules, he gets second without a throw. Under many house rules, he gets to go with a little bit of a deduction from the catcher's arm. In our league, we use -3 on a single plus compared to a straight steal. So that is how outs and defense correlate to MLB Showdown and all the different potential results that could come. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys, and remember to play for the card.